Hello, everyone. Welcome to Tsubame something. Tsubame Gaeshi, I think it was called. And it's also known as Swallow Return. It's a cute little game, but it surprisingly has a lot of depth in it. And I kind of wanted to show it off because I thought it was a really neat game. So there's two modes. There's the dojo mode and there's the zen mode. We'll start with the dojo mode because it's kind of like the most fun mode. So immediately right off the bat, there's all these birds kind of floating around me doing bird things, I guess. But the objective of this game is to just simply collect all these birds, and that might sound really simple, right? But eventually there's a lot of stuff gonna happening on the screen with these birds, and yeah, those birds ran away really fast. And you might notice, well, you have like a trail of paint or something, right? Well, there's actually, by kind of like making lines on the board or whatever, okay, I'm scanning my computer for viruses. Cool. I tried to download a game on itch and it gave me a virus. I probably should go report that game, but I'll do that later. Anyway, you can collect all these birds by... well, I guess you're defeating them because the main character's name is Tori-san and she's... or she or he. I think it's a he. I'm not sure. Maybe not gender specific. I don't know. I'm doing a terrible job of explaining this game. But... the paint can also kind of defeat these birds as well, as you see. So I can kind of just like dance around and the targets, and they'll eventually just be defeated, I guess, from the paint trails that I leave. But you know, you can't draw a paint trail when you're on top of one of these birds, and you have to change colors a lot really fast, and there's kind of a strategy in the way that some of these birds move, and you kind of have to like think about where you want to go and how you want to move and where you need to be. And there's like actually a lot of strategy to this game, but there are a lot of problems to it too. So I guess I'll just try to explain some of these problems. Oh, by the way, the objective in dojo mode is to I hope this isn't getting the recording. Okay, no, it's not. Okay, cool. There's like a oh, am I moving like faster than I was gonna? Oh, maybe, I'm not sure. Yeah, there's just like there's a few, well, they're not a few, but I feel like there's significant problems that kind of like can be easily fixed. I feel that can make this game like really good, honestly, and a lot of fun to play, at least like casually for like maybe like an hour or two a day. Depending on how the game is developed, if it gets any more development. I'm not sure. This was kind of made for a game jam, so I don't know if the developer will want to go back to it. But hey, I think it's an interesting game. I think you could make a whole game out of this, honestly. And if you do it the right way, it could be really fun, because it's entertaining me, and I'm kind of a cynical nut job sometimes, so... but... some problems with this game. First, I think that eventually, as you progress in the level, and the way you progress is you kind of collect more and more, and you do better and better, and more stuff just spawns on the screen. It's kind of hard to like tell what's going on sometimes, and it's also like really difficult to gauge like what you're doing is effective, and just I don't know, I feel like the game kind of just falls apart after like the more longer it goes on, because like all those mechanics that should be emphasized and shine through in this game, such as the movement and capturing all these birds and stuff, it's just kind of like laid to waste as the game progresses, because it just gets more and more difficult, but not like in a challenging way. It gets more difficult in like a really oh, this is kind of unfair kind of way. And some simple like game design can really go a long way to fix that. So for the move, I'm doing a terrible job explaining this, but this is basically free QA testing, so I guess I'll just do my best to explain what I think needs to be improved. First off, I'm always holding the shift button, which is kind of problematic because my finger is going to hurt after a while, and as you can see, there's a lot going on, and obviously the best way to move is to basically sprint most of the time, I feel, because there's just so much to collect and so much happening. I think that the default speed needs to be the sprint speed, and then maybe from there you can add a faster speed from that. Like maybe the shift button makes you go like double the speed of your sprint speed or whatever that it currently is, or like it'll go double the speed that I'm going right now, as you can see on screen, which will be really, really fast, right? But it would help you cover a lot more ground really easily, and if you have a good amount of control and you kind of master the game, then you're kind of in the good zone, I guess, right? Because it's on you to master the mechanics, or it's on the player to master mechanics, but only if those mechanics are done well, I suppose. But yeah, so the sprint speed, that needs to be kind of fixed, I feel. There's a couple of different ways you could do it. You could even do like a power-up system to make you move faster. Like collect a power-up and then you just move a lot faster. I'm not sure if there actually is one, because it's kind of hard to tell. Also, I'm failing to change colors. It's kind of weird. Okay, never mind. Secondly, I think that there needs to be a lot of fixing of the AI, I feel, because well, actually, I kind of like the way the AI is right now. I just kind of feel like there just needs to be less enemies on this, or less things on the screen. It needs to be a fair amount, not an overwhelming amount. Right now, I guess this is like kind of get the highest score, but I would actually incorporate like different levels that get progressively harder as they go on. So maybe the first level has like only 2 colors, and then it gets like the third level has 3 colors, but then like the fourth level has I lost. So I got 2,420 points. That's my new score. Also, the restart button is broken, so you can't restart dojo mode or whatever. So I have to go back to the menu. Also, it gets stuck if you try to go back, so I had to like turn off the entire game to play it again. So we'll go to Zen mode because it kind of is a little. It's not actually. I think Zen mode is actually a lot more stressful because you can't miss any of these birds because you only have a certain amount of misses that you can do. But yeah, I think that if you had like different progressing levels, like, and you kind of design the game around like it getting more harder the more levels you do, it would actually make for a better designed game because progressing in those levels would be the challenge, and you could focus more on like certain things rather than just spawning a bunch of enemies and just like overwhelming the player with birds or whatever. I don't know what to call them. They're so cute. I don't want to call them enemies or birds. I'm a little flabbergasted that I have to call these enemies because they're so adorable. But yeah, so yeah, level design and like progressing levels and stuff, that might be something rather than like, well, I guess the modes are fine, but you gotta kind of like slow some of those modes down because they just get really, really difficult eventually. Nice. See, like that was cool because like I was just like, all right, I can't get all of them because they're gonna wake up, and you got like good enemy types going on here. I actually really like it. Like some birds like stay stationary, the other ones like follow you around. Some of them are like disappear after like a few seconds when they spawn. So it like really keeps the player on their feet, and I really like that. There's a lot of like thought that went into that, I'm pretty sure. As far as how I feel like the designer was trying to speak to the player. I don't know what I'm talking about right now. But yeah, what I'm trying to say is I really like the way that the designer thought of doing that. because that's an interesting situation where you have to like strategize on the go, and that's a really cool game kind of thing. That makes for a really compelling game. That's what I want to say. And ooh, I missed one. I didn't even know. But yeah, what else? I mean, something I also noticed was kind of the backgrounds. You have all these colors, right? Right now you have 3 colors, but I would argue maybe you should put in a lot more colors, because it might actually make for a much more like beautiful thing to look at. And you could actually make this a lot more artsy, honestly. Ooh, no! I wasn't quick enough. Oh, come on. Alright. You can make this a lot more artsy, and it could be really cool to just have like a beautiful, like kind of like a lot of colors in the background and stuff. And actually might make the game a lot more difficult. Or hey, how about you have to like kind of like keep control of the colors in the background? Maybe that would be an interesting concept. Like maybe you like filled the board with like a bunch of colors, but like it's kind of hard to see what's going on. So maybe you have a color that's like white, and so you can clean up the board, but like you also have to collect these birds at the same time, and it just comes out to be a really hectic situation. But it's really fun to like manage that. You could have power-ups that like maybe give you like special colors that like maybe purple will collect blue and red for a short period of time, so you don't have to like worry about like changing colors to like blue or red, so you could just be yellow or something. I don't know, there's a lot of like interesting ideas you could do with this game, and I feel like that would just make this game so cool and enjoyable, and heck, I would buy it if it was like a few bucks. But obviously you have to like really develop it and kind of master the movement system and the core gameplay in order to really make it work. Well, yeah, I lost because this game gets kind of hard. Also, my mouse cruiser was on the thing. Sorry, I didn't mean to leave it there. I know that really annoys people. It annoys me too. I can't restart from now, but I think that was kind of a... Yeah, you need to fix that. You need to fix the restart thing. But yeah, I think this is a really neat game. I really want to see more, honestly. I hope all the nonsense that spurted out of my mouth made sense in a way for the game developer. If you're watching this, you made a really cool game, and I really love it. I would like to see you to improve it, though, because it's a really cool concept, and I think it would be a waste not to try and make it more video gaming, more interesting, and more better than it already is, because it's actually a really compelling game right now, but if you improve everything, then it will make for a really compelling game. And hey, you could even like sell it or do whatever you want with it and show it off to people for maybe a bigger company you want to work for. I don't know. There's a lot of stuff you could do with it. But yeah, I'm just... Also, the music is really nice. I'd like to see a lot of different tracks too. That might be something to work on in the future. Also, more cute burbs. Or burbs? Did I just say burbs? More cute bird. I can't. I guess they're swallows. Maybe I should just say swallows. Anyway, I've been talking for too long. I was originally going to do a thoughts on video on this, but I thought it might be more fun just to like kind of shoot and see if I could make sense in one video. But yeah, that went either really well or really terribly. I kind of felt like it went a little bit of both. Hopefully it was helpful. Anyway, I'll see you guys next time. Hopefully that was an enjoyable video. Hopefully it was an informative video. And take care, everyone, and have a good night. Because it's night where I am. I'm gonna just end the video.